Can India become a superpower in the next 20 years? What does that mean for India's middle class and geopolitics? In the next few minutes, I'll decode how geoeconomics is reshaping global equations and your monthly income. We will also understand a few lessons from the rise of America and China. 2025 was difficult for India in the geopolitical and business arena. But what if I told you 2026 and beyond is no cakewalk either? It could only get worse, even more challenging as India emerges as a global power. So what will it take for India and Indians to acquire enough heft to take center stage in global decision making? Here's the deal. The answer lies in India's $18,000 dream. We'll come to that later, but first, the most crucial chapter in the geoeconomics playbook. The year was 1984. China's economy clocked a whopping 15.2% growth. How fast did India grow? 3.8%. Let that sink in. In the next 30 years, the Chinese economy became a hyper-growth machine, clocking roughly 15 years of double-digit growth. By contrast, India's economy hardly ever reached double-digit growth in the last 75 years. And even when it did, it was by a whisker. India never ran the marathon that China won without a huff until now. We have all seen this iconic poster, "Keep calm and carry on." But did you know that it is a British wartime slogan from 1939 and only became popular in this century? Now you might wonder, why am I talking about World War II? Because the fact is that the world as we have known for the last 80 years came into existence with the emergence of the United States as the victor in World War II. The United States was firmly established as modern world's first superpower, and its footprint was seen across the globe. By 1984, the United States GDP was more than 15 times the size of China's economy and almost 19 times the size of Indian economy. But something changed in 1984. The American economy has never grown more than 7.2% since 1984, the year the Chinese economy expanded by more than 15%. In plain and simple language, a superpower is a country that wields disproportionate influence over other countries of the world. A superpower shapes the global affairs, and its influence largely comes from robust economy, military superiority, nuclear deterrence, soft power, technological edge, and even a relatively young population. What the United States pulled off in Venezuela earlier this year may or may not be a shining example of what a superpower can or should do. But I'll leave that for some other time. And if you want a full video on America's new geopolitical playbook, then drop a comment below and I'll mark it on my content calendar. Now, as promised in the beginning of this video, it's time to take the bull by its horn and answer the key question. We identified 6 key pillars of a superpower, and the first one was a robust economy. Everything else will fall in place once a country's citizens are prospering and the government has enough money to raise a powerful army, invest in new technologies, and buy influence by giving out loans to smaller and developing countries. Now you must have heard countless times that India is the 4th largest economy and is expected to become the 3rd biggest. Indeed, India is almost guaranteed to overtake Germany soon. But dig deeper and it is easy to identify the challenges in the long run. Now pay close attention for the next 2 minutes because real superpowers are not shaped by algorithms. So what are the challenges before India? The The Economic Survey of 2026 has some answers and it puts these challenges in perspective. Some of them are geopolitical fragmentation, strategic trade, volatile capital flows, and rapid technological disruption. The official document also puts the spotlight on the depth and quality of state capacity. State, simply put, is government and citizens. Now, this is where things get even more interesting. The Economic Survey, and by the way, it runs into more than 700 pages. The survey argues that India's future economic strength will be determined not only by how fast India grows, but also by whether growth builds durable, productive capabilities and reduces external vulnerability. At the same time, the survey also emphasizes on indigenization, while also stressing on the need for India to integrate herself in global value chains. It even cites the example of Vietnam, which became a manufacturing hub by integrating itself into global networks. The lesson is simple. Competitiveness is multidimensional. Cost structures, regulatory efficiency, and labor productivity matter. Growth does not come in isolation. India will have to integrate herself in the global supply chains and make herself indispensable. Flow like water, stand like a rock. The survey also had a message for India Inc. Invest and become globally competitive. It points out there is a relative lack of willingness and appetite to invest efforts towards long-term risk absorption and becoming globally competitive. Despite notable exceptions, Indian corporate investment is characterized by low research and development and caution in frontier manufacturing. The message for Indian companies is clear: invest and compete. Lastly, the survey also urges India to be prepared for a prolonged period of geopolitical uncertainties. It also notes that the next 20 years could resemble the interwar years of the 20th century. To sum it up, India will have to achieve a per capita income of about $18,000 by 2047 to truly become a superpower. And for that, a growth rate of 7 to 10% is a must. Add to it, this goal will also have to be met despite geopolitical volatility.
The challenge for India is not about becoming the third largest economy in the world. The challenge for India is about raising per capita incomes to higher levels. Substantial reforms have been undertaken. The physical and digital infrastructure build-out is impressive. GST simplification was extremely helpful. So to keep the momentum going and to keep raising the per capita income and getting to the 2047 goal of Viksit Bharat, I think that's the challenge, and that would require keeping up with the steady pace of reforms.
Viksit Bharat by 2047 is an admirable ambition, safely more than 2 decades away. This budget offers no credible pathway to reach it.
The challenge is enormous, but there is good news on several fronts. India already is the world's fastest growing major economy. India is expected to achieve a per capita income of $4,000 by 2030, thus becoming an upper middle income country in about 5 years from now. There's macroeconomic stability and inflation is in low single digits. India's young working age population is also a big asset. So the short answer is yes, India can become a superpower with a prosperous citizenry. It has all the 6 key ingredients: a robust economy, its military is the second largest in the world, India has nuclear weapons, India's soft power is recognized globally, its population is young, and it is investing heavily in newer technologies such as AI. But India's economic growth is the master key that will unlock India's path to becoming a superpower. Remember, keep calm and carry on. If you want more such videos on geoeconomics and geopolitics, then consider subscribing to Global Op-Ed. You can also leave your thoughts and ideas for future videos in the comment section. And if you are interested in understanding what's happening in the world of AI, You can watch my other video on the AI bubble on this very channel, Global Op-Ed. Until next time.